There's Daddy right there. Got a fire going. And the motorcycle's parked here. Nice little place. Uh, okay. So, all right. So I know I told you that it was going to be 2 or 3 hours before I updated you again, but it ended up being a lot longer than that. Sorry if I'm not looking at the camera. I'm walking around looking at everything in the campground. So if you're just joining, you know that me, my daddy, and my uncle, I didn't mention him last time, are going on a road trip to California. And matter of fact, here's my, oh yes I am, thank you. Here's my uncle right here. Let me turn around so you can see him. Right here. He's just now getting back. Right there. All right. So we're going on a road trip to California, and we started yesterday. We left Tennessee yesterday and rode just right outside of St. Louis and stayed. The campground was right off of Route 66, so it's the first time that we got on the Route 66. We plan on getting on Route 66 a couple of times. But so we went to the campground and stayed the night. Everybody's kind of tired. We went like 540 miles and woke up this morning and went another 500 miles. And Daddy's doing good. He said he feel good. He said he could go a little bit further if he wanted to, but we're going to rest, relax. This is my first trip. By the way, I'm just walking around the camp. This is my first trip where sorry, I get distracted when I'm looking around. This is my first trip where I really been on the bike for more than 200 or 300 miles. My 2014, okay, yes, sir. Safe travels. Thank you, Brian. Hey, Perry. Okay, I'm trying to figure out this YouTube live stuff. The comments come up and then they go away. Hey, Charles. All right. Okay, so anyway, this is my first trip on this bike for more than like 200 miles, and definitely my first overnight trip. My 2014 is the bike that I went to. Look at this beautiful sunset. Look at that. Let me turn around so you can see that. Isn't that awesome? That's great. I mean, that's just great. But anyway, so this is my first trip on this 2019 Street Glide. And I really wanted to bike because of the navigation. But when I got it, if I could be honest with you, I was a little disappointed. It's not that easy to use. But I'm so grateful that I had the navigation on this bike. Okay. All right, so I'm so grateful that I got the navigation on this bike, because coming through St. Louis and places in Kansas, my goodness, if I didn't have that navigation, I would have went crazy trying to get the directions and find my way through there. Of course, I can listen to it on the phone through the prompts, but it's easier to look down on the screen and see which way to go and which way to turn. But besides the navigation, what I really like about the bike, the difference between the 103 and the 107, does have a whole lot more power. It feels great. Speed limit out here is 75. And, you know, if you're running 4 or 5 miles over the speed limit, the extra power that 107 has, passing power to get out of the way of big trucks, I like that a lot. One thing that I know that I need to change on the bike from doing 400, 500 miles a day is the seat. Street Glide seat, I like the way it looks. Man, that seat's not comfortable at all. After about 100 miles, it's like you're sitting on a board. It's just something that needs to be changed out on the bike. I like the way it looks, but I'm gonna have to find me a seat that has that nice, low, sleek profile and still going to be comfortable. Okay, let me read some of these. The bike's running great. You are living some of my dreams. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the comments, guys. It seems like I'm getting about 44 miles to the gallon, which is not great, but I guess if you're running 80 miles per hour, it's pretty good. Let's talk about the chopped pack that I have. I like the way it looks, but I really would have benefited from having the king size tour pack. The king size tour pack would have been great. I have everything stacked up on top of the bike, and I'm using that kind of like leaning against my roll bag. I'm using that kind of as a backrest, which is good, but I wish I had more storage. If I would have went with the king pack, I think that would have been enough. The drop bags gives me a little bit extra room, and the lowers, it's not hot at all, but I mean the temperature is about 80 degrees and it feels pretty good. So the modifications that was done to the bike, I like them so far. They've been beneficial. But I'm just rambling on. I'm sorry, guys. I can't see the comments. They come and they go, so I understand. So I got to do better with this YouTube live stuff. This is new, but besides all this talking about the motorcycle, that really doesn't have a lot to do with anything. Look at this sunset right here. Look at that. I mean, that's just beautiful. This country is just beautiful. Being out here riding with my dad on the bike, it's been his lifelong dream to go to California. And we're riding, me and my dad and my uncle riding cross country on a motorcycle, and he's 74 years old. It's just a blessing. You know, riding down the road, I just felt so blessed. I was thanking the Lord for allowing me to have this opportunity, and I won't forget it. I won't forget it. It's something that I'm glad. If you are on the fence doing something like that, don't always put things off. If you have the time, do it. Do it. It's an experience you won't forget. Now, these guys that live out here on the West Coast, you probably are used to this beautiful scenery, this open country. I live in Tennessee and I love the mountains, but something about riding down the road and looking to the right and just seeing for miles, and to the left and seeing for miles. It's beautiful. Being on this motorcycle with your family, I'm a blessed man. I really am. But I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for tuning into the channel. Thank you guys for staying with me this long, because you know I've been talking about going to California for at least 5 months on the channel, and I'm finally doing it. I will read the comments. I can't really see them. They come up and they go. I don't understand the comments there, so I'll do better at this YouTube live. But I'm going to read the comments later and try to address them. And I want to thank everybody for watching. And Daddy's doing great. My uncle's doing great, and I will actually try to get Daddy on YouTube here. Maybe he'll make some comments. But I want to thank everybody for watching. If you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always,